Hi guys, and welcome to today's video. Today I'm actually holding my camera just to get this started. I am here with all my eyeshadow palettes. I think this is most of them, but I'm probably going to double check just to see if I've got any more. And I've had a little bit of an idea today. So I want to go through all these eyeshadow palettes and declutter them. I've got a few decluttering videos already up, so if you haven't seen those, I will link them down below. I thought what I'd do is I'd go through, pick all the ones I definitely want to keep, and then if there's any that I'm unsure about, or that I'm unsure about, I'm going to ask on Instagram if I should keep them or get rid of them. Now obviously by the time this video goes up, that's not going to be up, but if you do enjoy this idea, then I am going to link my Instagram down below. I can do this again with my blushes. I have got quite a few eyeshadow palettes and I think I love most of them. This is kind of like my eyeshadow palette collection, but I probably have a few other odd bits here and there, but this is kind of the ones that have like really established in my collection and that I've had for a while. I guess they say that you're supposed to have them for 12 months. I just think that's ridiculous. It's powder. As long as you're being careful, this one actually says 24 months. I think there's no reason why you can't keep them for longer. I do actually often disinfect mine. I have this little spray bottle that has, I think it's like 96% alcohol or something like that in it, and I just spray over them. There's a lot of palettes, so let's get started. So I just cleared out my bookshelf, so if you missed that video and you're not interested, I'll link it down below. But these are my eyeshadows. There are quite a lot of them. They're a bit messy because I took a picture. So let's just quickly tidy these up. I've kind of tried to group them a little bit. So we have over here Charlotte Tilbury, and then these underneath are Nars. We've got quite a few MAC palettes. Actually it's Charlotte Tilbury too. These are Urban Decay. I have a crazy amount of Urban Decay palettes, but I really do love Urban Decay, especially for eyeshadows. Too Faced palettes. Then we've got Bare Minerals, Huda Beauty, Morphe, Makeup Geek, quite a few just everywhere. Bobbi Brown, Becca, Marc Jacobs. So I think I'm going to kind of go through and pick out the ones that I know I definitely want, and then we'll go from there. So firstly we'll start with this palette. This is the EYN Bright Matte palette. I actually bought this palette myself. A lot of these other palettes were sent to me at some point or another. This is the 42 colour palette. I'm definitely going to keep this just because I don't have that many bright palettes. You'll see that a lot of my palettes are very similar and all nudes, so 100% keeping this, and we'll kind of stack them up here. Then back here I have some Charlotte Tilbury palettes. This is the Starry Eyes to Hypnotize palette. Isn't that what they're all called? Oh no, it's not. Which looks like this. I really haven't used it very much. It's definitely a palette that I need to delve into a bit deeper, but I'm a big Charlotte Tilbury fan, so I'm going to keep that. I have this palette which I've never used. I honestly just forgot I had this, and then it kind of ended up somewhere where I thought I would remember, but I've just always forgotten. But it is beautiful. This is the Easy Eye palette for the Charlotte Darling look. Just beautiful. I'm definitely going to keep this, and I definitely need to use it. It's got a daytime eye and then a date eye, which I think is cute. Keeping that. I'm sure I've got more Charlotte Tilbury palettes, but I just don't know where they are, which is not a good sign. I have the Vintage Vamp. This one, which honestly is quite used. I'm actually going to throw this one away. I need some wipes. Ugh. I'm actually going to throw this one away because it just seems like it's seen better days. This is the Dolce Vita, which is actually my favourite one from them. But this colour here, I'm going to try and get close, just doesn't look as healthy as it should. So I think it's time for it to go. I have had this a while, and it is more of like a almost creamy consistency. Yeah, I'm just gonna let this go just because it's not worth the risk. And then I also have the Golden Goddess as well, so I'm gonna keep these, and I'm gonna get rid of Vintage Vamp because that one shade doesn't look very healthy. This is kind of a face palette, eyes and face, but I put it in here because it has more eyeshadows than it has face product. I don't know if that's really true, but I put it in here anyway. This is the Instant Look in a palette. Gorgeous glowing beauty. I love this palette, definitely keeping it. And you know what, that actually might be the only palettes I'm 100% sure I'm going to keep. Oh, actually this, sorry I forgot to clean it beforehand, but I've had this for ages. It is the MAC Warm Neutral palette. I just don't want to get rid of it, to be completely honest. I don't necessarily reach for it that much, but I think it's a good staple to have, so I'm going to hold on to it. This is a palette that I've always really liked. It's the Makeup Geek Manny MUA palette. This was a collab many years ago. I'm happy to let it go. I actually think some of these eyeshadows were the best I've ever had. This colour, and in particular this colour, which was called Peaches and Cream, were just perfect. I absolutely loved this. Some of them are kind of crumbling away and I've hit pan in some, so I just think it's time for it to go. I've had it a really long time too. Then the Urban Decay palettes I feel like are kind of something I need to conquer. The first ever Urban Decay Naked palette. I don't really reach for this, but it's not available anymore, which is why I'm tempted to keep it. I think I'm going to keep it and then I'll decide. I don't necessarily think I'm going to use it, especially because it is quite old, but I do still kind of want to hold on to it. And then there's just so many Urban Decay palettes. I guess we can go in order. This is Urban Decay Naked 2. I think I'm actually quite happy to get rid of this one, but maybe it's one I'm going to ask about on Instagram because I'm a little unsure. This is Naked 2. Maybe I'll ask which one I should keep on Instagram. Maybe I'll let them both go. I don't know, I need to have a good think. I think the one that came out next was Naked Smokey. The only issue is that I really don't have colours like this anywhere else, but I think I'm also happy to let this one go. So we'll have a little think about that. And then I think the next one out was Naked Cherry. This one I think is really pretty actually, I really do like that. So I would be tempted to keep that one. I'm going to go with yes for Naked Cherry. Then there's Naked Heat, which I recently wore some of these colours. I think I wore He Devil and it was beautiful. So I'm really tempted to keep this. But then there's also Naked Honey, which I don't think I like. I think this is very, very yellow. Potentially not my cup of tea. I kind of like these last 4 shades, but the rest of them, like these are just so incredibly yellow. Queen looks quite interesting. I think even maybe I might give these a go like one last time and then let them go, but I do think Honey I'd be happy to get rid of. And then there's this one, which is Naked Ultraviolet. I do feel like at some point the shades are no longer naked and it's kind of weird that they're still calling that. But that said, I do think this has some very interesting colours. I think compared to something like Naked 2, which is just boring, like they're greys. I'm really just not a grey fan, whereas this has some interesting more nudie shades, and then we have this really wacky lucid colour, then these beautiful purples. I'm really tempted to keep this one too. So far I have 4 which I'm considering getting rid of. I'm going to ask on Instagram to see what everyone says. This, which is the Urban Decay Stoned Vibes, I'm really unsure about this. Like, I like the idea of it, but will I actually use this? I don't think so. I have, for example, used Tiger's Eye, but I really haven't used any of the other ones because, I don't know, they're just kind of like really chunky. They don't really have that much payoff. Like, I really stuck my finger in, and especially this one, there's just like no real colour to it. So I think that's actually one that I'm probably happy to let go of. Like, I like the idea of it, but I don't think it was that well executed. And then there's this one, which is Urban Decay Born to Run. I just think this palette is horrible to look at. It looks like someone's like school project, but inside it's actually got some really interesting colours. I'm not sure if I really need to keep this, but I do think it's nice. Like, would I really miss it? Maybe not, but it is beautiful. So that's a maybe. God, we have loads of maybes. Then we'll quickly go on to Bare Minerals. This is the Bare Minerals no, they're not. That's the face palette. That's for a different video. This is Huda Beauty Mauve Obsessions. Now I have 2. So I have Mauve Obsessions and Warm Brown Obsessions. I'm only going to keep one, so I'm actually going to ask on Instagram as to which one I should keep. I'm probably leaning more towards this one. I'm unsure. I don't think I've used either, which is crazy. So I definitely don't need both. Morphe, I really like this palette actually, so I'm going to keep this. Just beautiful. Love, love, love this. This one, it's just time for it to go. I loved this palette. I think it was just perfect. It's really thin, but it has so many shades. I mean, there were some colours I absolutely loved, but I've had this really long. This isn't actually available in the UK though. That's the only issue with it, which is why I'd be tempted to keep it even now, because I can't repurchase it if I want to, but I've had it too long, so I'm happy for it to go. Not saying it doesn't make me sad to see it go, 100% does, but I mean, I can't keep everything forever, and at some point things do go off, so it can go. This is the Becca Ombre Rouge Eye Palette. A bit boring maybe, but we'll ask on Instagram. Then I have this Marc Jacobs palette. I think that's nice actually. I think I'm going to keep that. That is the Scandalust eyeshadow palette. Now there's this palette, which is from Smashbox. Can I move this? Can you see that it's changes? I actually really like this palette. It's the only one I have from Smashbox, so I think I'm going to keep it. It's a very warm palette, but that's kind of the sort of vibe I like, so I'll hold on to that. Then we have 3 Nars palettes. I don't think I can realistically keep all 3. So we have this one, which has a highlighter bronzer. and then some eyeshadows along the top. Now honestly, I really like this palette, but I don't think the quality is that good, so maybe this is one that I just let go. But this eyeshadow colour here, which is Paradis, is one of my all-time favourites, which is why I'm tempted to keep it. Like, look at that, that is beautiful. Oh, maybe again I'll ask on Instagram. I love that colour, but honestly the bronzer isn't that good. It's just that this shade, I mean, I could potentially just buy that shade by itself. Then I have 2 more Nars palettes. We have Loaded. Maybe I'll remove this plastic. Maybe I shouldn't have, I don't know. Wow, pretty. This is Loaded, and then this here is Skin Deep. Now I only think I want to keep one of them. I mean, this one now is just so beautiful that I'm tempted to keep this one. They're kind of similar vibe, so I think I'm only going to keep one. Annoyingly, I do think this one is the nicer one, but the cover of this one is nicer, so we'll see. I'm going to ask about this one. Oh, and then Bobbi Brown, my only Bobbi Brown palette, but it's not very exciting. I've never used this. I think I'm happy to let it go. It looks like it has some boring mattes and then some very, very chunky glitters, so I think I'm happy to let that go. Okay, then I have 3 Too Faced palettes. So we have the Natural Nudes, which actually I'm wearing today, so clearly I do like it. Then I have the Chocolate palette, which I think I've had for too long anyway, so I think I'm happy to let it go. Doesn't even smell of chocolate anymore. And actually I think this palette's a bit boring now. And then I have the Chocolate Bar. Oh wait, this is a Chocolate Bar too. Sorry, this is called the Chocolate Bar. This is called the Semi-Sweet Chocolate Bar. I think that's much more interesting than the other palette. But again, I'm unsure. Do I need this? Who knows? So I'll keep this. 3 more MAC palettes. So there's this one, which is a collab, but I can't remember who it was with. I'm really sorry. It's called Now and Zen, and it's just 9 pans. Now, my issue is that there's a lot of eyeshadows here I don't really love. Like, I don't really think I'd wear this blue, despite it absolutely matching my nails to a T. I don't think I'd wear this. This is quite like a greyish colour, which I don't like. Even this pink I think is a bit boring. So maybe I'll let this one go. Like, I do really like this middle colour. Oh, that is beautiful. I'm tempted to keep it just for that middle colour. I'm going to wear this before I get rid of it because I think that middle colour is so beautiful. But I'm going to ask on Instagram, should I keep this? Should I let it go? Unsure. Another MAC palette. This is another collab. This is with Hyman. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, Hyman. And this is the Hocus Pocus palette, which has some interesting colours, but I don't think I'm really blown away by it. Oh, no, I don't think I like this. It's got like lots of purples and browns, and then very chunky glitters. I'm kind of running out of fingers. This looks nice though. Oh, very chunky. Oh, actually, but it applied quite nicely. Oh, sorry, I don't know if you can really see. It applied quite nicely. Not dissimilar to the other MAC shade, but actually I think I prefer the other one. This one can go too. Finally, this is the Natural Vice palette. It's another MAC one. Oh, and I actually quite like this. I think I'm going to keep it, at least for now. This is my little pile. I'm going to ask on Instagram which I should keep with a highlighter and bronzer. However, I love this colour, but all the rest of them are a little bit average. Actually, a little bit poor, to be honest. But this colour, I love. So what do I do? I really want to organise this. So I've left my Instagram alone for a while. I think my stories have been up for, I mean, honestly, not that long, but it's the evening now. I want to move this off my desk, but it's been up for about 45 minutes, and so far this seems to be a firm no. So I'm going to get rid of this. This is the MAC palette. This Nars palette still a bit unsure about, so I'm just going to leave it for now. I'll come back to it. I just need to organise most of this. This Becca palette, most people voted for boring, and I agree, so going to get rid of that. With these Huda Beauty palettes, warm browns one, so I'm going to keep warm browns, and unfortunately get rid of Mauve Obsessions, but I just don't need both. Urban Decay Smokey, also going. One that I actually thought I'd end up keeping, but surprisingly has so far been downvoted, is Too Faced Semi-Sweet Chocolate Bar. I guess I'm going to get rid of this. If it changes, and maybe I'll bring it back, but for now it's going. One that I actually thought people were gonna dislike more than they did is this one, but still people are saying bye to it rather than love eyes, so I have to say bye to. Naked 3, big love for this one, so I'll hold on to that. And then out of the 2 Nars palettes, I am being told to keep Skin Deep, which is this one. This one I'm very glad is going, because I do just think this is so yellow. Like, who's wearing honey? Those two yellow colours. Not for me. This one is kind of 50-50 at the moment, and I'm kind of hoping it will stay, so I'm just gonna leave it here. People are really liking this, but I actually think I'm just gonna get rid of it, and I just don't think I'd wear them, but it'll go over here. So I still have like 3 which we're a little unsure about. These are close, these are 50-50 at the moment, or thereabouts. And so far I've got rid of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I'm getting rid of 14 eyeshadow palettes, which I think is pretty good, and I'm keeping 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. I'm keeping 19 at the moment, but we still have the 3 which are living in limbo for now. But honestly, I don't think that's too bad. So that is the end of this video. I really enjoyed filming it like this. I think also because like there wasn't so much to go through. Like sometimes with like my lipstick video, I think I had one video where I done, I guess, 100 lipsticks, so it was intense. So actually it was really lovely to do it like this. I feel good that I've got rid of this many as well, and actually just going through them really, like, it helps inspire me. Sorry, my books are here because I'm trying to get rid of these. I'm just trying to give them to friends and family, so I just need to take a picture. But it's just nice to like go through them again, because I think it's so easy to kind of forget what you have. So I'm definitely going to start wearing a few of the other palettes very soon. I've even got a different lipstick on today. I mean, I've had it on since this morning, so God knows what it looks like now. I'm a bit shiny. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you'd like to see me declutter next, and would you like me to do it as an Instagram a poll again? I would like to do it like that, but would you guys like to do it like that? Maybe I'll do, I guess it's gonna have to be like blusher or bronzer, or I have face palettes. We can go through face palettes. I don't have that many face palettes, so maybe that will be like a whole solely Instagram post. But I will leave my little stories, I guess, as a highlight, because maybe you're interested in that. But thanks so much for watching. Like this video if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and I'll see you all very soon. Bye.